and welcome back to my channel. My name is Matilde, and this is the second video that I thought about making regarding journaling and my experience, my personal experience in journaling and working with tarot and with archetypes. And today I thought about talking to you about one of the cards that really are more karmic to me, as in proper karmic breakthrough, which is of course the card of the Tower. Tower is the major arcane number 16, and here you can have it in the three different versions of the three kind of deck that I normally use. So you've got the Rider-Waite, very well known. This is the Dreaming Way, which is the other card, the other deck that I use, and this one is the Nicoletta Cecoli. They're all very similar. They all represent, of course, the tower falling down and a change, basically. Even though the Nicoletta Cecoli, as you can see, is not as dramatic as the other cards, still the fact that there are all these that the person, the little girl, actually is at the top and she's juggling, and there are pieces of the tower start falling off, and it is precarious. It still gives the idea that something is about to change. Of course, we all know that generally the Tower card means that there is a shift in perspective, that there is delusion of grandeur, as some of the books say. Then there is megalomania that we need to take into consideration. This is somehow on a surface. I like very much when the Tower comes up, both Death and Tower, because those means that really you need to go within. You really need to go within and change your perspective. And as much as the journey in your life has been somehow long, and you know where you are, you know where you stand, and you have learned a lot, but it seems that this road to Damascus is taking ages for you to then go to Damascus. At a certain point something happens, and of course you are falling out. I'm just trying to refine my notes here. Here they are. So you actually, everything crumbles, everything falls down, and you might hopefully reach illumination or enlightenment. What I'm saying again, immediately, really is a lightning bolt, like the voice of God, and a quick bend, a turn. When this is not a transition, this is really a proper turning point in somebody's life. Still, you have to have walked on a certain path for quite a long time in order to get to this point. It doesn't happen just for sheer luck or unluck. You got yourself to the point in which then something or someone just shakes and things fall apart. What I like about this card, and I will work with these ones, is the representation and how in the Tower, or if you want to say it this way somehow, both your spiritual part, both your more arcane and magic part, the on the surface and the hidden, the clear and the shadow, somehow parts of you, everything is destroyed and falls apart. The thing is that when the veil breaks and everything falls apart, what we do see is whatever is behind the veil of the High Priestess, which is just simply clear water. But in order to get to the clear water, we need to fall apart. We need to break down. And most of the times we do this by having the courage to embrace what is our darker side, which is our shadow, which is the real self, which is really what we really want, and we think that possibly we don't actually want to show it to other people. And but it is our real self. It is our true self. You can call it whatever you want. Just that voice that is constantly nagging at you is the feeling in which you think you're doing something, but there is an inside, an internal voice that says, "Ah, no, it's not right. You shouldn't be going there. You shouldn't be doing that. You should actually be the one in the end leading. You should be the one leading, because you have everything within you to go wherever you are." Wherever you want to be, to stay comfortably wherever you are, but especially to go wherever you want to go. It is like a sacred contract that we do have at birth. This is something that I personally, working a lot with archetypes, I personally believe. And of course, if we want to stay in a situation like when we talked last time on an 8 of Swords or on a 2 of Swords, in a state of fear, in a state of not wanting to move and do anything, and instead we decided we embrace our part. The 2 figures are again free to go, but only embracing really our devilish part, which doesn't mean satanic part, and I want to make very clear about that. It's nothing to do with satanic. It's the part with the hidden part. It's the part of us that is the shadow part. It's the part that has been not conditioned yet. This tower, what does the tower? The tower breaks all the conditioning. The towers with the 10 and 12 droplets of fire, which are like the 10 worlds in the Buddhist way, you can see it. You can see it as the 12 zodiac signs or the 12 houses, breaks really everything. And there's now the possibility to actually start all over again. But in order to do that, you really need to go within and to be prepared to do that. It's a long journey. It's to be prepared to get the courage and really to make sure that both your high priestess side, both the magician and everything actually are ready to go. Some people, of course, think about the tower as the Tower of Babel, and I like somehow this reference, because Bible studies, they say at the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. We know that by vibrations we can create matter, we can create stuff. Vibrations, which is of course word and frequency and language. We know the power of the sacred texts and sacred rhymes and formulas that needs to be used in any sacred, spiritual, religious rituals, and not just routines, but in rituals. So the fact that the Tower of Babel, the lightning actually breaks the Tower of Babel, falls into pieces, and that means that of course all the languages are created, and with the difficulties in understanding each other, but at the same time creating a certain type of uniqueness and individuality. I think that this is part very important. The fact that even though we are different religions, different languages, different zodiac signs, different elements, different, you call it whatever you want, but we still come from one same sort of somehow one spirit. So, and then of course now we do have different books, different religions, different codified religions, different kind of spiritualities, but language becomes a limitation. As much as I might know my subject and what I'm talking about, the fact that already I've got to mediate using certain words to connect with you and to talk to you, because I do make a choice in the words that I choose to use, already there is a filter in the understanding and communication between us. This is why the tower is so important, because it breaks everything. At the same time, in the breaking of what is somehow fake and artificial, we can then reconnect to what is the real, what is really the real self, which is basically us. owning everything. We do have everything inside, and we can choose really whatever we want to have, and by not being scared, not being scared of the devil. Because these cards are of course so powerful, and they're very much linked to a lot of the archetypes: the magician, the high priestess. This is another classical archetype, and I'm talking sort of like Jungian conscious. I call it like so the unconscious cauldron, or the collective of the unconscious cauldron, where all the archetypes are in there. Um, because these cards are so important, and I really do like to work, especially with some of them which are linked to so many archetypes. I was thinking that possibly my next video is going to be about card of death. Death, so much linked to the Tower. I've got so much linked to the devil. 13, 15, 16. Of course, there is one card in between the death and the devil. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Next, as I said, next stage is going to be possibly talking about the card of death. If you do have any request, any question, any information, if you would like to book a private session with me and you are based in Lancashire in England, please feel free to contact me via our Facebook page, and all the links, you will find all the links at the bottom of the video. Thank you very much for watching.